Give it a horse sense not to go wandering off in the doolies with worthless cowpokes.
A cowpoke is another name for a cowboy. The idea of a cowpoke is that the cowboys, they have to keep the cattle moving along. And then you've seen where they got these lariats and they're sort of swinging these things around. What they also have is a stick. So if the cow's not going where they want it to go, they give it a poke with the stick. So they actually, cowpokes actually carry cowpokes. So this term became somewhat of a derogatory way of referring to cowboys. I'm not so sure they like being called cowpokes. And I'm not so sure you'd want to tell one that he was a cowpoke to his face either. That might not be too smart. They were also known as cow punchers. And I don't think they actually punch the cow with their fist. Especially if it's a bull, that's probably not such a smart idea. But maybe they, instead of being called cow pokes, they just changed it to cow puncher, and they were okay with that one. So originally the term cow poke was restricted to cow workers who loaded the cows onto the trains. They would sort of poke them and get them to go onto the trains. This cow puncher is an older term, and cowboy is an older term. But over time, all these terms just kind of came together, and they pretty much ended up being the same thing. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowpoke. I saw it on TV. I saw the movies. I was pretty excited about the whole thing. So I got a job out in Colorado as a cowpoke. And it was the worst job I ever had in my whole life. It was not much fun at all. And even at night, you expect to hear the doggies howl. It was really the cows that would howl. And they're not that pleasant to listen to. So I would say just get over being a cowpoke and just move on with your life. Originally, cowboys out on the open range, they used to actually drive the cattle for hundreds of miles all the way to Kansas City to get to the railroad. But in 1867, the railroad went all the way across the United States, and they put in spur railroads so that they didn't really have to drive the cattle anymore like they used to. So that romantic period that people associate with cowboys, that was really only a very short period of time. It didn't last that long at all. ESL-fullsteamahead.com